Okay, so welcome to what's going to be vlog number 3 in Jeff's shed. And here's Jeff and me. And in vlog number 2, we saw you making a start on one of these things, which are one-off conrods. And you've now done 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 of them, which must have taken a long time.
5 sets.
5 sets, not finished yet, of course. So what's next with these?
We've actually set them up with our 2 mandrels. We've cleaned
up that edge.
We've faced that up.
Yeah. Put it over there a bit. Yeah, go on.
The next step to do is obviously we need to mill round
the end,
the edge.
The small end. Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully try and get it to blend in as perfectly
as possible.
You know.
Okay.
We've got to mill the bottom off.
Yeah.
This is where I could do with a pen to show.
Oh, it's okay. We've already seen that in vlog number 2.
We've got to bore them out to suit. At the moment, I can bore them, and there's 2 ways we can do it. We can either machine the conrod big ends down, and then machine these to suit, or machine these and then machine them. It doesn't really matter which way, as long as you get the tolerances right.
Yeah, yeah.
That will have a curve on the bottom, but the edges will be flat there, because there'll be probably a little, maybe about 12-13 mil thick at the bottom, and only 10 here on each side. But obviously you've got double there, so it
doesn't matter.
Sometimes if you make a perfect circle, it can distort.
Okay. So when's that going to happen next then? Is that going to be this week, or?
Well, hopefully. I'm just doing these barrels.
Yeah, which we'll come to later on.
Yeah.
Or in a minute rather. So they're just waiting for time on the miller. And
then obviously the bronze bush for the...
Yeah.
Well, they can have a bronze bush put in there, whatever size gudgeon pin you've got within reason.
Okay, and now you did mention then your new billet barrels, which we're now going to look at next, because I see there's one of the barrels on the miller. So let's go and see that now. Okay, so here we are on your...
Do you want me to do a bit of milling while it's...
Yeah, yeah, why not? So you've done a fair bit on this. This started off life as a big block of solid billet that you chain drilled out, which was taking a long time to do, and now you're shaping it for a set of barrels for your Honda 250.
I think you filmed it when we machined it with the long cutter to get the curves on.
I don't think so.
Did you not?
No, no, I don't think so. We machined
the vice was on, and
yeah, we machined. Sorry, we filmed the one of your conrods being done.
So well, basically this barrel was sat up on its side. Yeah. And we just use a long point, the cutter that we got in the machine now, to.
Okay, let's just look at that.
Shape it down that way to get that shape in.
Yeah. So let's go back. So if you want to turn that on, and it's actually mounted on your rotary table.
It is, and so we just set it up to do another cut.
Okay, great stuff.
Unfortunately, with a horizontal miller like this, you're always working out of sight. It's
yeah, it's like behind your eyesight.
You're actually put a curve.
Yeah.
I can't get a perfect curve on that. There will be a slight flat on the end. But what we'll do is, once we've got it to that stage, I'm going to get a ball cutter and run it 180 degrees round.
Yeah. Okay.
So
how many hours have you got in this so far?
Oh, I've not...
Roughly? 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours?
Well, there's a lot of hours cutting the block down because it was bigger than I needed.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, if you can buy a block that's the right size, got a little bit of a squeal on that there.
Yeah. It's been cut dry, because otherwise it'd make a huge mess. Okay, let me move around and we can see what's making all that noise.
It's because you're running so far out with the cutter. Yeah. It's trying to clear the rotary table. Yeah. And the trouble is, if you pack it up high to clear, if you put a shortcut cutter in, you need to pack it up on the rotary table. So you're then working high up in the table, and it gets movement. Okay. Yeah.
And as you see there are ridges going up and down where this block has been line drilled out from a larger block, which took hours and hours and hours on the other miller. But anyway, time's free, and it's cheaper than buying brand new,
the
correct size block
of metal,
that you didn't already have.
I don't know, but you've probably got £100 a piece of metal.
Yeah. So
3 or 4 hours. I mean, I've got all the bits that were drilled and taken off. They can come in. They'll come in for
handy for something else. Yeah.
I would imagine.
Okay, so while that 400cc barrel's being machined. Jeff's already prepared, or is halfway through machining, a 500cc version of this barrel, which we'll look at next. Okay, so here's one Jeff made earlier, but you're saying this is actually not going to be a 400 now, it's going to be 500, is that right?
It was. We got enough bits before I got my little Honda back.
Yes.
To build a 500.
But you said you weren't going to build a 500, you said you were going to build a 400, because 500 is now no longer...
But all the bits are there, and what I thought was, while I'm setting the miller up, I tried all the milling operations out on that barrel.
Okay.
And if it all ends up in a big pile one day and it gets sold,
then maybe it's nice to have another one.
Who knows? I may sell it as a project.
Okay.
Because I'd already started a lot of work on it. So
okay, it's like now you're still going to put some.
What we're going to do is run round it and with a ball cutter work our distances points out, and hopefully come round with a ball cutter so it leaves. I was going to think of putting 4 in it.
Yeah. No, 5's was better, or an odd number's better.
Well, it doesn't. You can't. It
doesn't work that way.
If you put 4 in it there, you end up with 5 thick fins.
Okay.
If you put 3 in it, you end up with 4 fins.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying that
whichever way you look at it, you can't. You can never. Well, it depends on what, if you want an odd number of fins or an odd number of grooves.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
You're stuck with 2 choices on that one.
And so once that's done, is there anything else you want to add to this? You're going to add a cam chain adjuster. There goes a bit of metal on the floor. Is it going to have a cam chain adjuster here?
Yeah, it's got to have some milling done to suit, and obviously this it'll have to be sorted to put a cam chain adjuster in.
Yeah. And in terms of the sleeves inside here, so what's that going to be?
Well, we've got some. I've got to make up some sleeves because it.
We're going to make some here, or modify some.
Yeah, or modify them. Yeah, because the original sleeves that it was fitted for, we no longer have, but we've got.
Oh, we got some here.
Yeah, they actually. I've got to make up some. I've got some cast iron. I'm going to make some sleeves up to go on the liners, then fit them in there.
Oh, okay. So where are these from then?
They're out of an XS 1100.
XS 1100. Okay, fine. Okay, so here's one of the pistons that might go in here. So as you see, it's had some use, a bit scuffed, but it'll still be usable, I think. Mind you, I don't know. It looks pretty bad to me. But, I don't know.
There is 2.
Anyway, these are off a Kawasaki apparently, a big bore Kawasaki Z, and they'll be mated with, what was it, an XS 1100 barrel, or rather sleeve, I should say.
They're 72mm and the liners are 71.5.
Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty bad to me though. That's got some quite deep.
That's probably the worst
one. So you bought 4 and you need 2, so hopefully you can pick the 2 best ones.
I think with a little, they'll have to be polished, but in the Kawasaki
yeah, it looks pretty bad to me. It looks pretty scuffed up. Particularly on this side here, look at that. You feel it with your fingernail. Not ideal, not ideal. But then again, I guess they were cheap, so needs must.
That's one of the good ones.
Let's have a look. Okay.
I'm sure I've got 2.
Here's a good one. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can tell the difference there. Worn one.
Oh no, that
and a bad one.
There is there's that one. That's not too bad. There's only a little mark on that one. It's basically a stain. It doesn't look bad.
That one's a bit better. So you can get 2 decent pistons out of a group of 4. Bin the other 2, and these could well be used in this new engine. I mean, not ideal. You want to really use brand new pistons, but you know, we can't afford that.
They've not done much work. It's just that on the Kawasaki, when you run it, the trouble is with running a supercharger, the extra pressure is trying to force.
So has this been used on a blown engine? Has it?
It was used on a supercharged Kawasaki.
Okay.
And they've very little oil pressure, or very little oil on the cylinders to start with.
Hence, it starts to scuff. You can see there.
And in a road bike, you can cause problems.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when you supercharge it, you're increasing your problems.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what we're going to do on this, when it's done, is actually run an oil feed to the skirt liner.
Yeah,
so
to the top end.
It actually
give it plenty of oil.
Puts oil on the skirt face.
Okay. Okay, so that's for another day. That'll be another vlog at some point.
That's another.
Yeah. So, but in the meantime, you've got to go off and continue milling. The 400cc version of this rather than the 500. So that's where the time goes. Many hours of happy machining to get this thing how it needs to be. So what's next, Jeff? What have you got that we've not seen yet? Let's have a look around and see what's been going on. Okay, and next up then is the head for this engine, your 400cc version.
The 400.
Anyway. So this is pretty much a standard head off a CB 72? 77,
yeah.
Sorry. I'm not sure what the difference is between
the bore, the skull in them is opened out a little bit more than 72.
And you were saying then, the reason why you like this head is
well, I like the engines.
Well, the engine in general, but where it's quite nice to have these heads
they
of the
were probably cast steel. And it's obviously nitromethane, it helps to strengthen the head, plus
so these have been these basically got an insert in them here, haven't they? Been sculled.
They're actually cast in with it. If you had to try and get them, make some and machine them in and get it all done, you're talking
right. So these are steel or
mega money.
And is it steel, is it, or is this a
there'll be a steel, I'm not sure what grade, but it's
but that's cast into the head when it's made.
When they make the die cast, they must fit them in somehow, and
okay, and that's good because it makes them very strong. So this now needs cleaning up, obviously, and what, new valve seals, is it? A new valves?
Well, I want to check the. I've got some stainless steel valves for them, and they all want facing up and lapping in.
Yeah. Make it look nice and clean. You're not going to bother trying to port it, I assume.
It's been ported out, but as like
oh, sorry, has it? I can't
well,
see.
the inlets have been taken out.
Okay, let's have a look.
But they may just want a little.
Yeah, because
you know, they're bigger than.
Oh right, okay, they're bigger than they used to be.
Yeah. With a supercharged, it's probably.
I mean, I'm used to looking at Harleys and they have a lot. These look tiny to me, but I guess it's only a 400cc engine. So
well, each cylinder's only 200.
Yeah,
it'll only be two. Well, originally they were only 125.
Yeah. See, mine's 1000cc each. So that makes quite a big difference. Okay, so that needs a bit of work, but not too bad according to you. Yes, that's ready to rock.
The other beauty is as well the skull.
Yeah.
The plug is in a steel thread.
So it ain't gonna.
If you turn it over and look at the plug hole, the original head I had, I only had aluminium, and they can take a bit of punishment.
Yeah.
The actual steel insert comes through, and it's actually your plug is sat in a steel thread,
which is great because it means it's less likely to pull and less likely to get damaged than using the original alloy thread. Okay, so there's the head to go with this, or the one in there.
No, that's the one on the Miller.
That's the one on the Miller, right? Okay, that'll be for the 400cc.
The one for that is over there. That's a 500 head, and that's basically the same with skulls in it.
Yeah. Okie doke. So just to be clear then, those conrods that are being made now, these are not for the Honda. These are for the Kawasaki spares bike, which is now in 1,000 pieces. We did, I think, part 15 a while ago where the frame was finished, and since then not much has happened because you've been busy. But you know, things are happening, and there's the barrel we saw last time that may or may not end up being used.
It's going to go on the Miller and be grooved.
Yes, be grooved. There you go.
Groovy grooves.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave it there for now, and we'll come back in a few days' time and see on your progress, and then that can go as part of vlog number 3. And now here we are back in Jeff's shed a few days later, and I see you have finished your
barrel. Well, it's
almost finished.
Almost. I've got to mill the back out for the cam chain.
Yeah, but you've added these fins into it. That's great.
They've been milled in. Everything's done. It needs a little bit of work just to get the central cam chain tunnel opened out, and obviously to.
Yeah. So I've just asked you to roughly bolt everything together so we can see how it looks as a sort of complete engine, and we've just done that. It's all very rough and ready. Got the head. You got your manifold that you machined a while ago. Yeah. There's the blower. This big plate here looks a bit ugly.
There's a lot of machine work to do on this yet. There is a top mount on the frame, but until we get it in the frame,
so this is going to be a mount.
I can't work out where the hole is until these will be bolted to the rear plate. So
you've got another plate here that'll go here, which will support the crankshaft.
The majority of this will be cut off till it just comes to where the bolt hole is.
And what is that supercharger?
It's an Eaton M30.
Okay.
I think it's an M30.
M30. Okay, doke.
It's I can lift it off.
Go on. It's just held on for.
It's only just resting there. It's brand new.
Yeah. If you hold it close to the engine, then we'll be in focus then.
It's had a bit. It's all the unnecessary bracketry has been taken off that we don't need.
Off. Okay.
The carb inlet manifold's been made.
Okay, so that's this side, and then at the top. That's the blower side where we
will have to have a 90-degree bend and a small hose, which we do have. It's to go to it.
Okay, great. And then looking what else we've got down here. You got your stubs that you machined up a while ago. They're ready to go on. And also down here we've got the rockers, or at least some of them. 1, 2, 3, one in your hand.
These are knackered. The case hardening's gone on them.
Yeah, and also there's one here which is snapped.
That is snapped, yeah.
You see that? But snapped clean off.
But actually what I've got these for, is they're the original rocker.
This is what
pivots.
On,
yeah. We're going to make some billet aluminium ones with roller rocker arms.
Oh right, like I've got in my Harley.
Yep.
Well, I say my Harley, my merch. I take it that's what this metal's for, is it?
Well,
it's aluminium.
I've got a piece here, and we can get 4 out of that, and it's actually got, this is 70-75, which is probably the strongest.
The good stuff. Yeah, the good stuff.
Your chances of getting anything much stronger than that is highly unlikely. And it also has the grain on it as well, because when we put it in, we obviously want the grain to go the length of the rocker arm.
Right.
So we know we can get 4 out of that. What I'm going to do first, though, that is a piece of 70-75, but I'm going to make one.
As a sort of test.
As a test.
As a test piece.
And I've got a spare head, and I want to keep fitting it in and out
just
to leave them as chunky as possible.
Strong as possible.
As strong as possible.
It's very hard, but also very brittle. So
that's the problem with them. When they harden them, they can. If you over harden them, they can break. Cause a stress. But
okay, so that's going to be a lot of work. God knows how many hours you're going to do.
It is, but of course, what we're going to do.
Well, you mean, yeah.
Oh, we.
Yeah, we,
me,
yes, we,
more
you.
likely.
Yes, you.
I've got some more metal.
Yes.
And it's nice because once you set up for doing all the boring, what we have to do with these is we're going to cut. We're going to keep the original steel pivot.
Oh right, you're going to keep that. You're going to cut them off, are you?
And we're going to bore that so it's got like a thin sleeve pressed in.
Okay. Okay. Right. There's our tea.
So that's
ready?
What we're doing.
Okay. And Jeff, you're saying then that this head is not the one we saw last week.
It's not the one that was on the bike, no.
So what is it then, and why is it here?
Well, it was a head I had because we've moved the cylinders offset.
Yeah.
The 72, the steel skull is smaller, and I can open it. I can actually open it with a special gasket ring where I'm making.
Okay.
I can actually. Dremel, or grind.
Okay, so there's more meat on it to...
the 4mm offset, so it all flows in. Whereas the 77 head, it's been opened out, so it leaves you with a step.
Right.
So
and also, of course, you're saying that these things here have been...
they were damaged on the 250, most of them on the back row. And of course, to repair...
Oh, it's not worth it.
It's not, there's that many heads available.
So you just...
So I've cut them on each side, I've feathered them off. And there's a lot of Hondas actually that just had the fins up to.
It's a drag bike. It ain't going to overheat on the drag strip, is it?
And I've sort of polished the edges of them and
make them look pretty. Okay. Okay, so we'll call it the end of vlog number 3, since the tea and biscuits are now ready for us to go and get. And so thanks for watching and cheers.